pressure, go back. Or even if your opponent is between your legs in the half guard right here, like me should, just control your collar. You have to like immediately break this grip. Don't let your opponent control your collar because that can be dangerous. Start passing the guard. Okay, so you frame, go upside down, all the way around, and then get a triangle, right? And then also going upside down. When you get here, get the K guard, step your leg, right? Pass the leg right behind him. Shoot yourself inside, and you have the waiter, right? Or X guard or 50-50. Okay? Yesterday, Rolando showed you the Choi bar, right? When they grab you here, right? So you get the arm and then pass the leg through so you can get the arm bar, right? Today, let's say my opponent's on the reverse La Riva guard. Okay, and one thing really important, I cannot put my thigh on the floor. Okay? If my thigh touches the floor, there's a lot of pressure of my opponent on me. Even though I have the frame here, okay, he already defeated my bottom leg. My bottom leg doesn't work anymore. Okay? If I just like control the bottom part of his leg, he can go either to mount or knee cut. Okay, so it's not good for me. I have to control the thigh. That's why I have the frame here over the thigh. Okay, so that way I can manage the distance. Okay, on reverse De La Riva or regular De La Riva, you cannot touch your thigh on the floor. So it's very important to keep your leg off the mat so your thigh doesn't touch the floor. So if your opponent tries to knee cut on you, it's a little bit harder for him because there's like some tension right here. It's harder for him to pass. But every time if you're fighting and then he puts your leg on the floor like this, that's not good. Okay, not a good sign. That's why sometimes you can use your arm under your leg. So you use as a frame and you can relax more your leg, have a really strong reverse De La Riva. Or even if you play the regular De La Riva, okay? Sometimes you hear your opponent push your leg to the floor and you see that my thigh touched the mat. Okay, so that's not good, okay? So I have to keep my thigh off the mat, okay? Try to push my leg. Okay, I have to build this tension right here. Sometimes you can work with your hand right here just to give it support so you can relax a little bit more. And on the De La Riva guard, the most important is not the hook behind the leg, which is the De La Riva hook, but it's the thigh not touching the floor. Okay, this is the most important thing. All right? It's more important than the hook. Okay, sometimes you have the hook, but you put your thigh on the floor, it doesn't mean nothing. You have no control. Okay, you have to close. All right? So when my opponent approach to the knee cuts right here, and I'm on this situation here. Do the other side, bro. Okay, so he goes knee cut, and my thigh is off the mat like this. And at the same time, I have to manage off from my opponent controlling my collar, right? I have to keep his hand away from my collar. Right? If you grab my collar, right, and I try to break the grip, sometimes you have a really strong grip and I can't break, right? So you can go for the Choi bar as you learned yesterday. Push his arm a little bit over your shoulder and then go to the Choi bar. Or what you can do, this is one of the things that I like to do. I can't break the grip, he's controlling my collar. I put him back between my legs. I pass his leg around and over his thigh, okay? So now I can easily face to him like this, and now he's between my legs. See that? Now I can do the heave on the outside, right? Or even control the sleeve, go for spider guard. Even if he's still controlling my collar, he's between my legs, it's hard for him to pass the guard. Okay, again. So he's here, frame, like it's hard for me to break the grip. I pass one, you see, I don't go right here close to the thigh, I put my foot all the way across and right in front of his ankle right here. And then I go like this, okay? So I know I can go this way and put him between my legs, okay? But since we're sideways, we're gonna do attack. We're gonna take advantage from our positioning like sideways, okay, again. So I'm here, he's controlling the collar, I go one, and now look, two, I bring my knees to my chest, and I scoop my hand under his leg, and I control my hands like this, okay? You can grab like that as well, or like this, whatever you feel more comfortable. You have to connect to your hands. S grip or gable grip. Now I look at my foot. If my foot stays outside, when I bring him to me, I don't push anything. Go back. So what I do, I put the plate of my foot right on his stomach while I'm pushing his leg or pulling his leg towards my chest. Right now we are in the same position as we did before on Monday, right? I can start going for a K guard right here. Yeah, I can easily start attacking him up with a K guard, right? Or I can shoot an X guard. I scoop myself underneath of him and I get here, okay? Once I get here, I control the pants, okay? And I control the far side pants as well, like this, okay? My hand here, facing down, controlling right on the calf of his pants, okay? And now you see this foot is right on his stomach. So if my opponent is bending like this, I can easily start pushing him overhead, switch my feet, okay, right underneath of him. And now this is very important. I'm gonna change the side that I am. Look, I'm gonna go this way. And the way I do this is by bringing his foot towards my butt while I'm making the transition, switching my side and bringing my head to the other side like this, so I can easily go on top, okay? So let's do one time fast. So you see, look, I'm here, okay, I control his collar. He's gonna bring the leg between my leg, bring me between his legs. Now he goes back, push me, set up the X guard, okay, shoot the leg through. I will stand up. If I stand up, why your opponent stand up? Because he wants to put the weight on this leg, okay? And now you reach the far side leg, okay? If your opponent is like this, you're gonna sweep your opponent towards his butt, okay, easy, right? But normally, usually your opponent stays like this, and that's when you go overhead. Side and a sweep, okay? That's exactly what you're gonna do during the fight. Yeah? Let's say next time you're fighting, your opponent get here and control the collar so you keep in between your legs right away. Okay? So now notice that this leg right here helped me to push me that way. Okay? He pushed me backwards so I can react, so he can bring himself inside. And now I get the X guard. If you're already on this position here, you can easily stand up and just sweep me, right? Yes. Okay? But if you're fighting someone that is good in jiu-jitsu, they react like this. They hear, right, scoop inside, he's gonna be on balance. He's gonna be like on his feet like this, and then you manage to control the pants. Okay? Sometimes you'll be with the knees on the floor, but most of the time like this. And now look, Rolando will step both feet under my hip and make the transition. And then sweep. Double pant grip sweep. You guys got it? Okay? Yeah. So the most important thing here is managing to not let this thigh touch the mat. Exactly. So make sure you keep this thigh off the mat. If your opponent control your collar, he's really close to you like this, you're gonna step over like this. See? Now you bring yourself towards the leg. Exactly. So you can scoop and then connect your hands. And notice that Rolando is pushing me this way. So what is my reaction? Try to go back this way, okay? Sometimes you don't have space to put this leg underneath, okay? You can just grab like this. Just have to be aware with the ankle lock, straight ankle lock here, okay? And same way, so if you're here, you can bring me backwards if the weight is more backwards, or you can bring me forward if the weight is forward, okay? Now I change side, and then sweep. You see that every time you sweep, find a positioning to start passing the guard, okay? Find a knee cut, find a side smash, find a stack. Don't just sweep and stay between the legs, right? You guys have any question? No? All right, let's go 1, 2, 3. First, I already have the collar grip, okay? So he grabs your collar right here. You have to break that grip, okay? I'm gonna show you how to break the grip. Rolando can hold my wrist, bring my knuckles against his chest, and pop. Exactly. If you just try to pull out, he's gonna be strong. You have to attach the knuckles against your chest so your opponent to relax his fingers, and that's when you pop. Okay? Even like if I'm passing the guard and Rolando grabs me here, if I go like this, if you see his knuckles is away from my body, he's gonna be super strong. But if I attach and then break it, it's easier. Standing up, the same thing. A lot of times people grab here and then they try to break like this. That's when they foot sweep you and they take you down. Okay? Same thing. Go against his knuckles and pop. Okay? Every time you put the knuckles against your chest, your opponent relaxes his hand. It will be easier for him to break the grip. Sometimes I can break only with one hand. I put my hand over his hand like this. Okay, the cheek of my hand like this, and then pop. Okay. Sometimes you see me like breaking the grip only with one hand. And I always pay attention on his hand. He always gonna try to fix his grip. That's when I pop. Okay. Same thing here. Okay, if you're on bottom, your opponents hold you here, you have to break that grip. Pop it. Now once you control, hand on the bicep, okay? Your opponent start working to tripod himself. You can step your leg outside and keep the frame, right? And now go inverted, K guard, same thing. 50-50 X guard or weighted. Okay? Sometimes your opponent will have a really strong grip, okay? And I showed this before. I like to go with my thumb under his thumb. And I put his thumb under, right on the side of 4 fingers, and then I pop, okay? But sometimes your opponent has really strong grip, you try to pop, it doesn't work, you go like this, okay? Just work on his thumb. This is not illegal, okay? Then you pop, okay? It'll be easier to break. If he doesn't have his thumb to work, you can break the grip. It's not like grabbing the thumb like this, okay? It's just like shuffling your thumb under his thumb like this, and then pop it, okay? So I'm here with Rolando, I'm really strong. He's gonna go right there and then pop it. Frame, go. Once in a while you can go for a triangle too if you want, okay? Just break the grip and go. Tomorrow, I'm gonna show you what to do when you can break their grip. Let's say this guy the person on top have a really strong grip. Try to break it and you can break it. So I'm gonna show you what to do in case you can't break the grip, okay? So today you're gonna be allowed to break it and then frame and then start working for you. Every time we invert, if you keep this leg inside and you invert, go like this, it's gonna be like a kiss of the drag. You can still set up the K guard here. You just have to bring this leg out. Okay, you can still do that, right? But if your bottom foot goes out, put it outside, like this, okay? Then you can go to K guard easily, super easy. Okay? So you can try both ways, but you have to elevate your butt, okay? You have to. If your leg gets stuck inside, okay, and you break the grip here, and you get here, you have to, you see how I lift my hips? Now I work with my inside leg here on his calf, so I can bring his leg here. See? It's easier for me to go for the square. Okay? And then from here, I underhook. If I want to go K guard, I go like this. I just undo this one here. Because right here, it can give me more options. If I stay here, I can go like this too. Okay? This is a good way for you to attack your opponent. The only difference here that he's facing his back towards me. Okay? You guys got it? Same thing, just breaking the grip.
Last 2 reps, that's what you didn't switch the crank to the other side. So you're whipping on your right hand to the left. So was it, Calvin, you were going more to the dragon speed?
Yeah, Marcus the dragon. Yeah, like let's say your leg gets stuck in the middle, right? You can go invert like here, just as long as you lift your hip off the mat like this. Because now you're super strong. Now your opponent is on top of your legs. You see that? Okay. And he underhooked this leg here, right? Because if he does underhook in his leg, I can step my leg here. And I can start escaping, right? So that's why he needs to keep this underhook. And usually a lot of people make this mistake. They try to go over like this. That's when the person end up escaping like this, right? So keep the underhook so you can control better the position, okay? All right, let's go 1, 2, 3.